Hello, welcome back to another video diary. It's a quick one today. I just want to answer a few questions that I've been sent since the last video I gave you. The first one I was sent was from a gentleman, Harrisham, who said Maidstone Borough Council have the right to set their own housing numbers according to the government. So why are Maidstone Borough Council blaming the government for the fact that the figures are going up? It's a good question. The government have allowed local councils to set their own housing targets. That is true. What they have done is they've caveated that. They've said you can set your own housing target, but it has to be based on your objectively assessed housing need. Now this is a technical way of saying based on your population projections. So for Maidstone, it's in the southeast, it's got a rapidly growing population, growing faster than we previously thought. That means that we have to take quite a high housing target. If we go for a lower housing target, when the government come to look at the plans to assess it, they will reject it. And in that time that we don't have a plan, we have no protection for our countryside, or very limited protection. So it's very important that we get that right and that we make sure we meet the objectively assessed housing need, which is something that the government has a lot of influence over. The second question I had was, what are we doing for Christmas? I can't speak for all the councillors, but as a cabinet member for planning and transport, we've got lots of exciting stuff happening in the town centre. Park and ride buses are running late nights on Thursdays, it's £1.50 return, and the park and ride buses are operating until around about 10 o'clock at night. Now that's great for shoppers who want to come in, who don't want to have all the queues of cars to get in, and they want to pay a lot of money for parking. It's also great for staff who work here, because actually they can work their late night shifts and they can get back to their cars, and the sites are all safe and secure. It's just easier, it saves having to queue in the congestion in the town centre. We're also putting on free parking after 3 o'clock in our largest car park, which is Lockmeadow Car Park over on Hart Street. It's where the cinema is, where the bowling alley is, and if you park there, it's free after 3 o'clock, and you can walk through the town. You can either go alongside the river, or you can walk along the road, and you come in on the lower High Street, which we've just recently regenerated. It's very good. There's also a Christmas market in the town centre, there's the Christmas lights, and we're doing everything we can to push the town centre. It's a great place to visit, a great place to shop this Christmas. I'd thoroughly recommend it. The final question I've had is with regards to the old BP garage site on Tunbridge Road, which is a bit of an eyesore, and the question was what's happening with it. It's a good question. I've been following this site quite closely for a long time because it's a prime brownfield location. It's on the A26. It's got good access to local schools. It's an old derelict, fuel filling station, and next to it, it's got what used to be used to be a Ford Fiesta garage. Used to do sort of car repairs and sales. Both those sites are empty. As far as I understand it, the site behind the old car garage, the planning application was recently renewed, and from my conversations with officers, they are looking. The applicant is looking to start work soon. I think they're going through a legal process and sort of trying to do all the background administration that you have to do before you can start a construction project in Maidstone. With regards to the BP garage site, I think there's a number of issues there, including contamination, which make it quite an unviable site. But as I understand it, there are interested parties looking at taking that project on. I'm hoping that a new application for that site will come in 2014, in which case we would look on it quite favourably, because it's very good to turn a derelict old brownfield site into housing, which is desperately needed at the moment. And for every brownfield site that we can allocate, that reduces the pressure to build on greenfield sites, which is a goal that we all share. There are some smaller victories I'm pleased to report on. We've got some street signs replaced in Fant, which is great. We've also some potholes repaired. These things are always ongoing. If you know of a pothole or a street light that's not working or anything like that, please do get in touch with either myself or Councillor Alistair Black, or if you use my blog, there is a link there to report these things directly to Kent County Council. As soon as we get these things reported, we can get them fixed. The only other thing I've got to say is I read in the Daily Mail comments by the Liberal Democrat parliamentary candidate against older people. I think his words were to the effect of, he said these to his Lib Dem colleagues. So they asked him how he was doing as parliamentary candidate, and his reply was, I spend my whole life knocking on doors of old people who don't even know who they are, let alone who they're voting for. Well, the point I will make to him is that they will remember who they're voting for, and it won't be for him, and we'll be making sure that they know exactly what he's been saying about them. This is National Dementia Week this week. There's lots of very positive stuff happening, including the UK doubling the money that it invests into research for Alzheimer's, and comments like that are completely unnecessary and uncalled for. All that's left to say then is thank you very much for watching, have a very happy Christmas and a new year, and keep those questions coming in. I quite like answering questions on camera. I think it's a good concept. So you can either leave your questions on my blog by replying underneath on the comments section, or you can send me a tweet or an email. Just keep those questions coming. I'm very happy to answer them. Thank you. Bye.